All right, good morning, you guys. Thanks for joining. Just switching up view a little bit, trying not to move my furniture around every single time I teach online. Um, so, happy Friday. Hopefully, we had a nice sleep with a thunderstorm wherever you're located. Southeast Wisconsin got a huge storm. So I'm feeling a little calm because of that. My dog is not. He hated it. But we will get started in a child's pose. So a nice restorative pose to start out. Good morning. You dig your knees wide, big toes together. Let your forehead rest heavy on the ground. So not gripping with the fingertips. Elbows should be super soft, relaxed. Let the belly go. Starting to focus your awareness on the breath. Feeling the flow of this breath moving in and out of the body. Closing the eyes if they're not already. Reflecting on your past week, what did or didn't happen. Not giving any positive or negative label to anything that happened to you. Just knowing that it happened and now you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Breath should be growing fuller and deeper. As your next inhale, inhaling for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1, and pause. Exhaling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. And pause. Exhaling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more round. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When you're ready, you can start to move it into a rabbit pose. So your hips will peel off your heels and you'll roll onto the top of your head. Your hands will reach back for your heels. So you're getting this nice opening in the shoulder blades, lengthening out the spine. And releasing from your rabbit pose. Rolling up to seated. Next inhale, sweep the arms overhead. And then exhale, take a twist to the right side. Left hand can find the right knee. Right fingertips behind the hips. Inhale back through center. Exhaling, twist opposite way. Inhaling back through center. Just take this twice more on your own. Twisting side to side. Starting to warm up the core. Warming up the shoulders, the chest. Inhale back through center. Cactus the arms, puff the chest forward so you're opening up the heart. And then inhale, reach back up. Exhale to cactus and open the heart. Inhale to reach. One more time to cactus. And then interlace the hands behind the low back. Draw the fists to trace the toes. Roll the shoulders down the spine. Maybe the gaze shifts slightly upwards. Keep clasping the palms together. Lengthening the arms. And releasing. Taking this into your table pose. A couple of rocks, the hips side to side. And then just a couple of rounds of cat and cow here. On your inhale, heart draws forward. On your exhale, round the spine. Inhale forward. Exhale to round. Keep going. Adding in any other movement that might feel nice on the body. After your last round, come back through center. Tuck the toes, press into the hands, lift the hips just a couple inches, or lift the knees just a couple inches. Coming into a hovering down dog. So if you want to take this up a notch, you can bend the elbows towards the knees. Keep the gaze at the back of the room. Only here for 2 more rounds of breath. One more inhale. Exhale, press the hips back, downward facing dog. Rolling out the feet. Shake the head, yeah, shake the head, no. Lifting one leg, lifting the other. And then finding some stillness in your down dog. On your next inhale, lift the heels. Shift the heels off to the left side, and your left knee will bend. Right leg will stay strong. You can shift your gaze underneath the right armpit. So coming into a deep opening of the right side of your body. Inhale back to center. And then exhale, shift the heels off to the right side. So right knee bends, left leg is long. Opening up the left side, all the way down to the left hip, IT band, calf. Inhaling back through center. Lift the heel, so come to the toes, and start to walk your hands back to your feet. So staying on toes here, take an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold, lower the heels. Inhale to a halfway lift, come to your toes, so just working on some strength of the legs. Exhale, lower the heels, fold. 3 more times, inhale halfway, heels rise. Exhale, lower. Twice more with your breath. This time, when you fold, keep the heels lifted. Then use the strength of the legs of the core to come up to standing. Heels stay lifted. Inhale here. Exhale, hands to heart. Lower the heels. Sweep the arms overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands through heart center. Take a fold. Halfway lift. Plant the hands. Start to walk your way out. Come into a high plank. Pausing here. You're pressing the ground away. Finding your foundation. Super active core. The gaze right in between the thumbs. Next, inhale, lift the right toes. Draw the right knee to the right tricep. Pause. Draw it to the left tricep. 3-legged dog. Sweep the leg back. And then exhale, draw the knee to the nose. Then step the foot between the hands. Lower the back knee, Anjaneyasana. Bring the hands to the top of the right thigh. Take a moment here to square off your hips. So draw left hip forward, right hip back. And then place the left hand on the inside of the right foot. Right fingertips rise. Take a little twist. Plant the hands on the inside of the right foot. Tuck the back toes. Lift the left knee. Start to travel the hands to the left side, to the center of the mat. Toes in, heels out. Shift the weight to the toes. So if you can see here, I shift the weight to my heels. I'm leaning back a lot. I'm not benefiting. I'm not feeling the stretch as much as you would if you're shifting the weight to the toes. So play with that little shift of the weight. On your next inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Just a couple waves of the spine here. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift. And then hands come to the ankles or to the calves. And then try folding, maybe pulling the upper body towards the tops of the thighs. Next, inhale, halfway lift. Interlace the hands behind the low back. Draw the fist down the spine and then fold just for a couple rounds of breath here, opening the chest. Maybe it might feel nice to sway back and forth. Release the hands at the low back, then to the earth. Halfway lift. Then start to wiggle the feet in, wider than hips width. Heels in, toes out, sink the hips, Malasana Yogi Squat. Press the triceps into the knees. Point the sits bones to the ground, so straight down, long spine. Might feel nice to take a couple rocks side to side. And then press into the palms, lift the hips. Keep the left foot where it is. Right foot will wiggle to the front of the mat. We're going to be in heel-to-heel alignment, just about 2 to 3 feet. Sweep the arms overhead. Hinge at the hips. Lift the sit bones to the top of the room. And then take your modified, or actually your pyramid pose. If you want to modify this, you can lift the left heel. So that'll make that a little less intense. Inhale to a halfway lift, couple flows here. Exhale to fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Here. The left hand where it is, right fingertips will reach up to the sky, taking a revolved triangle pose here. Super intense, so if you want to just keep the right hand to the hip, feel free to do that. Plant the right hand down. Step your weight back, take a high plank. Next inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale, lower halfway to the belly. Cobra or upward facing dog if your body's ready. Holding here for 3 rounds of breath. Opening up the front line of the body. Maybe take a couple gazes side to side. Next, exhale, downward facing dog. Pull out the feet. Notice what side feels a little bit more open than the other. One side feels different. Next round of breath, wave the body forward, high plank. Lift the left toes. Draw the left knee to the left tricep, then over to the right, then 3-legged dog. Next, exhale, step the foot between the hands. Lower the right knee and tuck the toes. Hands come to the top of the left thigh. Hold here. Squaring off the hips, right hip forward. Right hand comes to the inside of the left foot. Left fingertips rise. Lunge twist. Keep drawing the left knee to the midline. So avoiding opening up the knee for now. And then plant the left hand next to the right. Tuck the right toes. Travel the fingers to the right side. Toes in, heels out. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. 2 more times here to flow. Your last fold, hands can reach for ankles. Drawing the chest down a little bit more. Next round of breath, halfway lift. Interlace the hands again behind the low back. Taking the opposite interlacing that you did last time, if you can remember. Take an inhale, open the chest. Exhale, dive the heart forward. Release the hands. Start to travel the heels, the feet in a little bit more, wider than hips width. Heels in, toes out, sink the hips. Vinyasa, Yogi Squat, once again. then when you're ready, press into the hands, lift the hips up high. Start to wiggle, pivot the left foot forward, heel to heel alignment. About 2 to 3 feet, sweep the arms overhead. Draw the left hip forward, left hip back, right hip forward. Start hinging at the hips. Make your way into your pyramid pose. Couple flows of the spine here. Inhale halfway. Exhale, take a little fold. Twice more with your breath. Trying to fold deeper every single time. Right hand will stay, left fingertips reach to the sky. Take your revolved triangle pose. Left hand can come to the left hip if this is too intense. Try reaching the right side of your heart, your chest, over to the left side of your room. Plant the left hand. Step your way back, high plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower halfway. Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full round of breath here. Full round of breath out. Inhale through the nose. Exhaling, open mouth. Inhale, lift the heels, come to the toes. Exhale, step or hop your way top of the mat. Halfway lift, breath in. Exhale to fold. Sweep the arms back overhead. And then exhale, anjali, move your hands to heart. Inhale, arms rise. This time, exhale, cactus the arms, press the hips forward. Inhale. Exhale, interlace the hands behind the low back. Open the chest. And then exhale to a little fold. Pause here. A couple sways back and forth. We're really working on opening the heart this morning. Top of the head heavy here. Avoid cranking the neck. Release the hands to the low back first, then to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, traveling through your Chaturanga or head straight to your downward facing dog. Roll the body forward, high plank. Right toes rise. Draw the knee to the right tricep, then over to the left. Then shift the weight to the pinky side edge of the left foot. Vashisthasana side plank. Right leg can stay lifted. Maybe come into a tree variation. Maybe stack. Maybe lower the left knee for a little bit more stability. Here for one more round of breath. Exhale. Take one more inhale. Hug the right knee to the chest. Plant the right hand. Then hug the knee to the left tricep. Then over to the right. Three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip this time. So offer in any movement that might feel nice. And then squaring off the hips, flex the right toes towards the face. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Lower the back knees, untuck the toes. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Sweep the arms overhead. This time, take an open twist to the right side. You can pause here if you would like to take a revolved crescent, a lunge. Right hand can plant on the back of the left leg. Left fingertips reach overhead. Cartwheel the hands to frame the front foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the hips back, modified pyramid pose. If you'd like a little bit more in the front leg, you can peel the right toes off the ground. So both legs should be super straight here. No worries if there is a little bend in both of the knees. Keep the left fingertips down, right fingertips to the sky. Modified revolve triangle. And then bending through the front knee, use the core to lift you up. Come into a open twist in crescent legs. Hold here, or option for another revolved variation. Land the back hand on the thigh. Cartwheel the hands down. Start to walk the hands on the inside of the feet. This time, heels in, toes out, sink the hips. Goddess pose. So again, sits bones driving down to the ground. Spine should be straight, should be long. Sink a little deeper in the legs. 2 more rounds of breath here. Inhale to reach the arms, reach the legs long. And pivot the feet to the front of the room. Cartwheel the hands down. Exhale, step back. 3-legged plank. Option for a chaturanga. Head straight to your downward facing dog. Full round of breath in. Full round of breath out. Roll the body forward again, high plank. Lift the left toes. Draw the knee to the left tricep. Then over to the right. Shift the weight to the right side, Vashisthasana side plank. Find what works for you, your variation. One more round of breath here. Exhale, plant the left hand. Hug the left knee to the right tricep. Over to the left. 3-legged dog. Bend the knees, stack your hips. Take a little movement here. And then 3-legged dog, squaring off the hips. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Lower the right knee and tuck the toes. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Arms rise. Take a full breath in. Exhale, open twist to the left. Stay here. You can land the back hand. Sweep the right fingertips overhead. Take a revolve variation. Cartwheel the hands down. Tuck the right toes. Lift the right knee. Shift the hips back. Modified pyramid variation. Option to lift the left toes and draw them closer to the nose. And then right hand plants, left fingertips rise into a twist. Bend through the left knee. Use the core to lift you up into an open twist with crescent legs. Sink deeper into the hips. Option for another revolved variation. Cartwheel the hands down to the inside of the left foot, then walk the hands over to the right side, heels in, toes out, sink your hips. Once again, goddess pose, hands can draw the heart. Hold here again. Find your depth. Sink a little deeper. Try to find stillness. Try to find ease in moments of difficulty. Keep a nice, steady breath. One more inhale. Exhale. Inhale to extend. Exhale, cartwheel the hands, pivot the feet. Step your way back to a three-legged plank. Option 4, three-legged vinyasa. Exhale takes you into your downward facing dog. Full breath here. Full breath out. Come to the toes, lift your heels. Exhale, step up, float top of the mat. Halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Sweep your arms up and out. Exhale, hands to heart. Again, arms rise. Exhale to cactus the arms. Inhale to lift. And then exhale, interlace the hands behind the low back. Try the opposite way of last time. Draw the fist down, open the chest. This time, sink the hips, come into a chair pose. So chest is open. Keep the gaze just a little bit in front of you. Sink the hips a little deeper. Keep drawing the fist down lower. Squeezing the palms together. Release the hands, come to the toes. Peel the heels off. Reach the fingertips to the front of the room. So we're in kind of a power chair, I guess you can call it. Super powerful, strength-based. Sink the hips closer to the heels. One more inhale here. And then exhale, take a forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale your journey through Chaturanga. Downward facing dog when you're ready. Roll forward, high plank. Right toes rise. Knee to right tricep. Over to the left. Shift the weight to the left foot. And then plant the right foot down. We're going to come into a revolve side plank. So left foot will lift. Reaching over to the right side of the room. So using a ton of core and inner thigh strength here on both legs. Reach the right fingertips overhead. Then plant the right hand down. Three-legged dog. And then exhale, step the left foot down. Right toes rise. Step the foot between the hands. Lower the back knee, Vinyasa. Exhale, take your open twist. Option right away for revolved. Cartwheel the hands down. Tuck the back toes, lift your hips, modified pyramid. Left hand stays, right fingertips rise. Take your twist. Bend through the front knee. Lift yourself up, revolved crescent. Come through your crescent warrior. Start to pivot the feet, heels in, toes out. Sink the hips over to the left side, goddess pose. Staying here. You can work some strength with the right heel. Lower, left heel. Lower, both heels. Sink the hips lower. Sink, sink, sink. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the heel, shoot the legs long. Inhale, reach. And then toes in, heels out. Exhale takes you into your wide-legged forward fold. So notice how this might feel different than at the beginning of class. Maybe you're a little bit more open, flexible, breath might be a little bit more steady, you're a little bit more present. Walk the hands back in, pivot the feet, pivot the hands, step your way back, three-legged plank, your choice for your Chaturanga. Roll the body forward, high plank, lift the left toes, draw the knee to the tricep, then over to the right, pivot the feet. This time land the left foot, lift the right toes. So you're in a revolve side plank on the right side. Right leg should be reaching over to the left side. Use your core. Reach the left fingertips overhead. Plant the left hand. Three-legged dog. Then switching out the feet. Right toes down, left toes rise. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Lower the back knee. Sweep your arms overhead on Vinyasa. Exhale, right away into revolved lunge. Cartwheel the hands down. Modified pyramid, hips lift back. Right hand stays, left fingertips rise. Take your twist. Bend through the left knee, use the core. Revolved crescent. Inhale takes you through your crescent. Shifting over to the right side, heels in, toes out. Sink your hips. Eyes closed. Again, working on that strength. Left heel rises, then lowers. Right heel lifts, lower. Both heels rise, sink your hips deeper. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the heels, lengthen. Draw the toes in, heels out. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Inversion is a part of your practice. Feeling free to take that now. Walking the hands back in. Pivoting the feet to the front of the room. Plant the hands. Step your way back. Three-legged plank. Your choice. Chaturanga. Downward facing dog. Full round of breath here. Full breath out. Lift the heels, bend the knees. Exhale, step up, float. Top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, take your full root to rise. Sweep the arms back overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time here, sweep the arms. Exhale to cactus. Inhale, rise. Exhale to interlace the hands behind the low back. Draw the fists down. Open the heart. Then sink the hips, Untitled. Holding here. Keep the chest open, belly button is in and up. And we'll shift the weight to the toes. Release the hands, sweep the arms to the front of the room. So torso shouldn't be resting on tops of the thighs, it should be floating, but close. Sink the heels closer. Lowering slowly all the way down to your bum on a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in a Navasana boat pose. Either keeping legs long, you can keep a little bend in the knees. Lift the arms overhead. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, extend into your low boat. Fingertips will reach to the front of the room, legs long. Shoulders hovering. Inhale, lift, biceps next to the ears. Exhale, lower the arms, lower the legs. Inhale to your high boat. Exhale to your low boat. About 10 more times here. Flowing with your breath. Keep the chest open. About 4 more times, you got this. After your last round, meeting in a high boat, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross over the ankles, plant the palms, step or hop your way through Chaturanga, meeting in downward facing dog. Lifting the right heel. Draw the knee to the right tricep, over to the left, then to the right wrist. Set the shin down, lower the back knee and tuck the toes. Half pigeon pose. Staying on fingertips, just pausing for a moment. Internally rotating your left inner thigh so that draws the left hip forward, right hip back. If you're ready, you can start to walk the hands forward, meeting in sleeping pigeon. Walking the hands back in. Draw the left knee forward and cross the foot over the right thigh. And then we'll start to stack the knees. So we're in a Gomunkasana cow face pose. If this is too much, you can lengthen the left or the right leg out in front, keeping the leg long, stacking the knees. Staying here. Keeping the spine long. You can stay on fingertips or you can start to crawl the chest forward again. And then releasing out of this. Plant the hands behind the hips. Plant the feet. Press into the heels, into the hands. Take a reverse tabletop. So lift the pelvis up to the top of the room. Rest the chest back. Keep the head in line with the spine. One more round of breath here. Exhale, release. Paschimottanasana. Lengthen the legs. Flex the toes back to the face. Sweep the arms overhead. Hinge at your hips. Take a fold. Slowly releasing out of this. Come into another boat pose. Last little bit of fire here. So we're going to keep the right leg long, lengthen it out in front of us, and then take a little twist. So take your hands in a prayer, lengthen the arms, and then switching sides. So kind of taking like a bicycle variation. Keep the chest lifted. Keep going. About 20 rounds side to side. About 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding in your boat pose. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross over at the ankles. Plant the hand, step or hop. Chaturanga. Downward facing dog. Last time there. The left heel. Draw the left knee to the left tricep. And over to the right. Then down to the left wrist. Set the shin down. Lower the right leg and tuck the toes. Staying here. Staying lifted. Squaring off the hips, so draw the right hip forward. Tip back. And then when you're ready, you can come down onto forearms. Turn and walk the hands back in. Shift the weight to the left hip. Draw the right knee forward and then cross the right leg over the left. Come into Gomunkasana on this side. So right knee should be stacked. Again, option to lengthen the left leg out in front, flexing the toes. It's a little bit less on the hips. Stay here, rooting the fingertips down. Keeping the spine long. Notice if the breath has gotten more shallow. This is super intense. Keep drawing the breath all the way down to the hip areas. If you'd like to fold forward, now is the time to do so. Maybe resting the chest or chin on the top knee. Slowly unwinding. This time taking reverse plank, so lengthen out the legs out in front of you. Point the toes, flex, or actually plant the hands behind the hips. Next, inhale, drive into the heels, lift the pelvis. Reverse your plank. Keep your head in line with the spine. Lifting the hips up 1 inch higher, activating the quads, the glutes, the hamstrings. One more inhale. Exhale, release. Sweep the arms up. Flex the toes. One more forward fold. And then releasing out of this. Hug the knees in, slowly lower down onto your backs. Once you arrive, hug the knees into the chest, cactusing the arms, and then lift the hips off to the right. Let the knees, let the legs fall open to the left side into your supine twist. Hug the knees to your chest. Lift the hips off to the left. Let the legs fall to the right side, keeping the cactus of your left arm to keep the shoulder blade rooted. So if you notice, if you lift it, it kind of backs you out of the stretch. To benefit the full twist, full stretch, try keeping that shoulder blade rooted. Have the legs come back through center. Draw your knees to your armpits. Happy baby pose. You can sway side to side. And when you're ready, releasing onto your backs, taking up space. Make your way to your final resting pose, whatever that looks like for you this morning. Coming back to your breath. Noticing the quality of the breath, quality of the thoughts, energetic state of the body, emotional state of your heart. How are you? Asking yourself that multiple times throughout your day. Always making sure that you're filling up your glass so that you can be the best version of yourself, so that you can serve others and carry on. Keeping the eyes super soft, mouth is relaxed, not clenching the jaw, torso melts onto the earth. And staying in this pose for about 5 to 10 more minutes, or however long that you can offer this space for yourself. When your mind starts to wander, coming back to the sensation of the breath. Thinking of the breath like a light moving up and down the torso, back of the throat. Have a lovely, lovely weekend. Namaste.